All right, good morning, traders. This is Barry Wilkie with StartupTrading.com. It is 8:52 a.m. Eastern Time on Tuesday, not Monday, but Tuesday, September 7th. So let's back things up all the way back to Friday for those of us that are still wiping the sleep out of our eyes and trying to figure out what's going on here. So Friday was pretty much an inside day for all of the indexes, right? They got a little bit outside of it to the lower end. The Dow a little bit more than the rest of them. Uh, but for value, right, the Russell stayed beneath value uh, after it lost it for the rest of the session, but it really didn't make any progress below the previous day's low. So not a whole lot going on there, right? If you look at the tick charts at the bottom, it was just a little choppy session, pretty much just going around. So looking at news today, and the title of my video is "Can we get movement without a catalyst?" There is no news today, and in my opinion, for what I track, there are no notable earnings. So as far as things that are scheduled on the deck, so let's look ahead at the week a little bit more. On Wednesday, we're going to have Great Britain or the Bank of England at 11 o'clock is going to release whatever they think they should do with their monetary policy. The following day at 7:45 a.m. on Thursday, we're going to get the ECB. So, and there are people that are expecting the ECB to start, you know, phasing out their QE, right? Which is everyone's up the Fed's ass to do the same thing. So we'll see if they actually come through with it and do it or not. So Thursday could be a little bit pivotal for that. I haven't heard anything about the Bank of England, but just be aware that that is on the deck for Wednesday tomorrow as well. Um, then looking on later on in the week, once the Friday session opens at 6 p.m. on Thursday night, the front month on most of the platforms will be changed to December, right? We're going to have equity rollovers going to start on Friday session, and then we're going to have PPI there at 8:30. So looking farther ahead, the following Friday will be Quad Witch and options expiration, with the Wednesday after that for the FOMC announcement here in the States. So next Wednesday, or actually in 2 weeks, right? We have 2 more weeks while the ECB and the Bank of England are, doing theirs today. So we'll see what all that entails. So basically, what's going on right now for the ES is we're just treading the trend line. Nothing really going on. We're just going up a little bit in and around that trend line. And if we look at that trend line now, the trend line for today's session is going to be right at 45.45 basically is where that trend line is. Looking out, right, we have a little bit of a island from yesterday's holiday session that doesn't count for anything, printed another all-time high, blah, 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 blah. And then looking at the Russell on the midterm time frames, right, we're staying right around this 2300, right? We've lost that level, but I've got 2283 as a little line in the sand, 2301, 2312, 2329. I don't see us getting over 2329 in holding this week. If we do, it's going to really need to go explosively to the upside, right, and hold it. But I think that that's going to be the level of contention. So I would assume that anything up there is going to be failure, and we'll see if it can hold there, right. It's going to get that test of 2250, but I'm assuming it's going to struggle before that, holding above that level. So looking at the ES, what I've done is I threw a little block down here that's basically equal to the consolidation, right? So as long as we're holding above 45.17, we're just status quo. We've been chopping up here since August 30th. And then if we break it, right, we're going to probably quickly fall down to the bottom of this box, which would be 44.92 to 44.85 after losing 45.17, which is basically just another 25-30 points down where we've been struggling. And then we'll see if that level holds the first test or not, or if we start stair stepping down a little bit quicker if we get that action. Looking at the NASDAQ here, there's really nothing to add on the profile. You could draw that same box, but as you can see, that consolidation box is probably not even going to get you down to the top of 15,383. Looking at the Dow, it still hasn't done anything, right? It was consolidating here. It broke down. It's back to consolidating there. So 275, 390, and then you could look at these peaks now that are right around 475 as, the next line in the sand. Breaking down below 217, which would be the lower end of this, right? That should get you down to 34, 942, right around, buffering right around that 35,000 level, plus or minus about 44 points or so. Looking at the overnight action, 16 points. And if we look at really, what's going on here, for the Russell, the first line in the sand, and it's the only one that has a real line in the sand profile-wise and structure-wise near where it's trading. That's going to be 2281.20 to 2281.60 is an above or below area on the single prints. Looking at the NASDAQ, it had a split distribution, just a little bit under 16, or sorry, let me rephrase that, just a little bit under 15,600. So I've got it marked at 15,594, and that basically lines up with value area low from Friday's session. So if we look at everyone, the Russell is in value, the NASDAQ is in value, the ES is in value, and the Dow is in value. And for the Dow, it's right around that 35,339 level, plus or minus 10 points that it's holding. And you can see value area low for it's right around 35,314. But with them all being in value, right, there's a high chance that today could just chop around basically in and around where it did Friday, which was an inside day to last Thursday, because there's really no catalyst today. Breaking out of these zones, breaking outside of the overnight value area will be something a little bit more to see. Overnight value for starting from last night is 144,000. In the holiday session, we had 120,000. So there's really not a whole lot going on to see here. I hope you guys have a great day. And tomorrow we should, have a little bit more fun and excitement, I think. Talk to you then.